Hey, Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Tonight, the Larks play their final road game of the 2025 season as they take on the Kansas Cannons down here in Augusta. As we welcome you into the pregame show, my name is Hank Corsair, and the Larks are coming off of their 18th win of the season last night against the Newton Rebels. And just like the first game, the Rebels jumped out to the first lead, but the Larks would take control later on, scoring their first 7 runs in the third and fourth inning, and controlling the game from that point on to win by a final score of 8-3, thanks to some strong performances, including Paul Smith with 3 hits and 2 RBIs in last night's game. We also saw Thomas Lissy get 2 hits and 3 RBIs as well. Multiple players got multiple runs. That included Dylan LaRue, Jackson Babcock, and Tabor Stokes. And the pitching had another big night. Jordan Stribling made his 3rd start of the season, going 3 innings of work, getting 4 strikeouts, and holding the Rebels to 2 hits and 1 run. And we also saw appearances in that game from Ryan Hanks, Nolan Wilson, Dalton Campbell, and Julio Ramos, who played big roles as relief pitchers. And the Larks were able to get the win, and tonight they're on the road taking on the Kansas Cannons, who enter tonight's game at 12-12-1 and 10-12 in Jayhawk League play, making tonight their 4th non-league game of the season. As this team's trying to rebuild what they started at the beginning of the season, where they started 7-3 through their first 10 games. They currently enter tonight's game on a 5-game losing streak and need to get some wins put together if they want to try to make a run for the NBC World Series. And for the Larks, their focus tonight is going to be looking for a series win. Back in early June, they took on the Cannons and tied at Larks Park by a final score of 5-5. So if they can get a win tonight, they will win the season series, going along with their wins against Dodge City, who they have one more game against. They lead the season series 4-1. We've also seen the Larks get a 5-1 series win over the Game Day Angels, and last night was their 3rd series win, beating the Newton Rebels, going 2-0 against them on the season. So first pitch tonight will be in 5 minutes, and we will have that for you up next here on the Larks Network. It is 7 o'clock, and we are set for the 11th and final road game of the 2025 season for the Hayes Larks, taking on the Kansas Cannons, a team that they met earlier in the season, tying at Larks Park by a final score of 5-5. Looking for a win to secure the season series, making that the fourth time the Larks can do that this season if they can get the win tonight. Caleb Duncan will be the leadoff batter for the Larks, facing off against the right-hander from Mays, Kansas, Aiden Doty, in his second start of the season and 10th appearance. First pitch is on the inside, and it's strike one to Caleb Duncan. First pitch is right at 7 o'clock tonight. It's 89 degrees and cloudy. Had some storms pass through outside of Augusta, and it is very humid out with very little wind. The count is now 0-2 as Caleb Duncan fouls off the next pitch. Here is the remaining order for the Larks. Lane Sparks is the designated hitter on deck. Jackson Babcock batting third, and Dylan LaRue is the fourth batter. Lorenzo Rios is fifth in the order. Brady Kreitzer returns to the lineup at 6. Duncan fouls off another pitch. Count now will stay at 0-2. Final three batters in the order for the Larks are number 33, Wilbert Espinal, number 15, Thomas Lissy, and number 1, C.J. Reed. Duncan awaits the next pitch in his return to the lineup after serving as the courtesy runner for Lorenzo Rios last night. That one is ball one to the sophomore who played this season not very far from here at Wichita State. Here comes the 1-2, and again it's fouled back behind home plate by Caleb Duncan. The count is 1-2. This next pitch will be the 6th of the at bat. Duncan's gotten a hit in 9 of his last 12 games. Puts this one in play. Some Cannons players tried catching it with their bare hands, saving it from going into the dugout. That's 3 straight foul balls there by Caleb Duncan after getting 2 strikes in his count, as he looks to win the battle against Aiden Doty, the right-hander from Hutchinson Community College. Up high and outside, there's ball 2. Again, this is Doty's second start of the season. He's had a 2.55 ERA so far and a 2.80 opponent batting average with 23 strikeouts on the season and only 5 earned runs allowed. Down low in the zone, they're going to call that one strike 3. Lane Sparks will come up to the plate next for the Larks after the first out was recorded. Here is a look at the defensive alignment for the Cannons. Taking a look at their outfield from left to right, it's Zach McCarwick, Zeb Henry, and Tegan Muntz. The infield will feature number 16, Hunter Alvord, playing third base. Next to him is Nico Rodriguez at shortstop. Playing second base tonight is number 5, Gunnar Gustafsson. And the first baseman tonight will be number 22, Cooper Green. And the catcher that just caught the first strike there is number 4, Brady Hunt. Sparks takes a big swing at this one. Going back deep into right field is Muntz. And he makes the catch for out number 2. It was a big hit there. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some fireworks from the Larks tonight. Looking at the corners in left field and right field, it's only 310 feet. In center field, it's 380. So we'll see what happens right here. Jackson Babcock now up to bat. Batting third in the order for the third game in a row. Half-hearted swing there by Babcock, and that's going to be called strike 1. He got on base in all of his appearances last night, going 2 for 2 with a single and an RBI double, as well as 2 walks and being hit by a pitch midway through the game. He drills this one into center field. Henry will run back for it. He stops and makes the catch, and that's out number 3. So the Cannons will have Zeb Henry as their leadoff batter up next when we come back here on the Larks Network. Larks went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first inning, and now up to the mound for the first time this season. The Larks will get to see action from Dylan Hill, the junior right-hander from Garland, Texas, who has played these last 2 seasons for the Islanders at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Has played 2 seasons with them, was previously at Murray State College, where he pitched in a total of 133 innings in his 3 years there, totaling 146 strikeouts and 58 appearances, and was part of Murray State College's 2022 JUCO National Championship team. He will step up to the plate to face off against the center fielder Zeb Henry, swinging and missing. It's an 0-1 count. This is the only guy in the lineup that the Larks did not see in their first meeting against the Cannons. He was one of 4 late additions. He watches ball 1 go by right there. The count is 1-1 to Zeb Henry, the sophomore from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Just finished his first season at Wichita State, where he played in 23 games. He's down now 1-2 in the count. This is his 7th game of the season with the Kansas Cannons.
Thank you.
And we'll take a look at the rest of their orders. Zach McCarwick is on deck, and Hunter Alvord is in the hole. The 4th batter is the designated hitter Blake Seafelt. 5th in the order is Tegan Muntz. Batting 6th is the first baseman Cooper Green. As ball 2 goes up high, Nico Rodriguez is batting 7th, and then we'll see number 4 Brady Hunt in the 8th spot, and the final batter is number 5 Gunnar Gustafsson. Zeb Henry will face off against a full count from Dylan Hill. We'll see who wins the battle right here. And this one will go over the head of Thomas Lissy, and it'll roll over to the left fielder Brady Kreitzer. He will throw it in, and the Cannons have the leadoff hit from their center fielder Zeb Henry.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3.
Now up to bat is the left fielder Zach McCarwick. And we'll take this time to take a look at the Larks defensive alignment. Brady Kreitzer, who just threw the ball back in, is playing left field. In center field is number 12 Caleb Duncan. And back in right field tonight is Wilbert Espinal. Thomas Lissy returns at third base. Lorenzo Rios over at first. C.J. Reed is playing shortstop once again, and Jackson Babcock is over at second. And then Dylan LaRue will be the catcher for tonight's game. As we await the first pitch to number 3, Zach McCarwick. First pitch finds the zone for strike 1. McCarwick is an outfielder from Keller, Texas, who played this last season for Dylan Hill's alma mater, Murray State Community College. As they threw back to first base, Henry slides back safely. This is the 20th game of the season for Zach McCarwick. Next pitch misses up high for ball 1. He enters this game with a .276 batting average and .455 on base percentage. There is ball number 2 to McCarwick. He just wrapped up this season for Murray State Community College. Will be playing at Southwestern Oklahoma State next season. Hill delivers the next pitch. It's a fly ball into center field. Duncan gets under it. And there's the catch for the first out of the inning. With 1 away, the third baseman is now up to bat for the Cannons. That is number 16, Hunter Alvord. He is the Cannons' top batter, leading in average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. This is his 15th game of the season, the infielder from McPherson, Kansas. Played 54 games at Barton Community College this last season, and a line drive to Thomas Lissy. He will just throw it down to first base, and the Larks turn a double play to retire the side. Hunter Alvord had a big hit right there, but Thomas Lissy makes the catch, threw it down to Lorenzo Rios to get out number 3 as Zeb Henry was already at second base. The Larks will have the middle third of their order when we come back. The Larks just turned a double play to get the final out in the bottom of the first inning, and will now have the middle third of their order up to bat with Dylan LaRue up to the plate, Lorenzo Rios on deck, and Brady Kreitzer in the hole. Aiden Doty's back to the mound, putting the first pitch down low. Dylan LaRue takes a swing and misses. It's this part of the lineup for the Larks that they're keeping the same from last night. Jackson Babcock batting third again, LaRue is fourth, and Rios is fifth in the order just like last night. LaRue is now down 0-2 as he swings and misses. The only change near the top of the order that the Larks made was with Lane Sparks. They move him down from 1 to 2 because Caleb Duncan's back in the order tonight after being a courtesy runner last night. And it's a 3 strikeout there for Dylan LaRue against Aiden Doty. And with 1 away, that brings up Lorenzo Rios, the first baseman. Went 1 for 3 last night.
The batter is the first baseman,
Had a
number
bunt
21,
single and also 2 walks. First pitch will be fouled off, going over the Cannons dugout. And Rios starts with an 0-1 count. Trying to extend his 5-game hit streak tonight. A swing and a miss right there. And Doty will now look for his 3rd strikeout of the game. He entered tonight with 23. And he gets it right there as Rios takes a swing and misses at the high ball. There it is now 2 away. Next up to bat for the Larks is Brady Kreitzer.
Fielder number 4, Brady Kreitzer.
The senior from Fort Hays State, batting in the right-handed box tonight against Doty. We'll await the first pitch. Down low and outside for ball 1. Catcher wants it down the middle, gets on the outside corner, and Kreitzer gets ahead 2-0. First time in a few games that we've seen Brady Kreitzer. He did not make the trip down to Colorado for the Larks games against the Rough Riders and the Angels. As he watches that one go by, it ties the count up at 2-1. The reason he did not make the trip down there was because he got married while the Larks were in Colorado. So just want to say congratulations to Brady and his new wife. Fouling that one off. Kreitzer now works with a 2-2 count.
Sponsor, please return them to the concession stand. Thank you.
Kreitzer was added as a temporary player for the Larks until everybody came in. But while the Larks were down in Liberal, it was announced that he would stay for the remainder of this season. And he's made an impact so far. As tonight will be his 14th game of the season. He's working on a 2-2 count. Catcher wants the next pitch on the inside. Kreitzer takes a swing at it, and it gets into the outfield, rolling towards the center fielder. And Brady Kreitzer, in his return to the lineup, has the first hit of the night for the Hays Larks.
The batter is the right
We'll see if the Larks can do can get another 2-out rally going right here. Something we've seen in a couple of the prior games, but for now we'll see what Wilbert Espinal can do in his 2nd game of the season. The junior from Marietta, Georgia. Just played his first year of Division I baseball down in the SWAC with Alabama State. He starts with an 0-1 count, fouling the first pitch off. The sun finally starting to come out here at Augusta High School. As I said earlier, we had some storms on the outside of Augusta near Wichita that was making it cloudy in the pregame. The sun's starting to come out. Hopefully we can get some wind because it's very humid out. This one will be popped up on the infield. It bounces over to the shortstop, Rodriguez. Espinal runs down there, and they're going to call him out. Aiden Doty, the pitcher for the Cannons, started the inning with two strikeouts. Brady Kreitzer gets the single, and he is left stranded. The Cannons sent three batters up, and 3 got out in the first inning for them, so they will have Blake Seafelt, the designated hitter, up to bat when we come back. We welcome you back to Rodney Wheeler Stadium here at Augusta High School here in Augusta, Kansas. As we start the bottom half of the second inning, Dylan Hill, in his first appearance with the Larks, is back on the mound to face off against the designated hitter for the Cannons, Blake Seafelt, who is listed on their roster as a pitcher, but has kind of played all over the place this season. He's had 5 appearances and 5 starts on the mound. This will be his 22nd game in the lineup. He will start with a 1-1 count against Dylan Hill. The right fielder, Tegan Muntz, is on deck. Cooper Green is in the hole. Next pitch on the inside part of the zone. We'll tie the count up at 2-1. Seafeld is from Edmond, Oklahoma. He has a .338 average coming into tonight's game and also leads the Cannons in hits with 27. He just played his first season with East Central after transferring from Rose State in Oklahoma. He faces a 3-1 count as the next pitch is on the way. Swings and misses. And he will be the second Cannons batter to work against a full count. The first one was the leadoff batter, Zeb Henry, who had a single and got out on the double play where Hunter Albert had the line drive that went right to Thomas Lissy. Hill delivers the payoff pitch, and Seafelt leaves it on the outside for ball 4.
Now batting the right fielder.
Now up to bat will be the right fielder. That is Tegan Muntz. The outfielder from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And he will hit a hard ground ball. Running up on is Jackson Babcock. He tags the leading runner, gives it over to first base, and it's not in time. Jackson Babcock was able to tag Blake Seafelt, but Tegan Muntz able to outrun him and get to first base in time. There is one away as the next batter up is the first baseman, Cooper Green.
Now batting the first baseman, number 22, Cooper Green.
We'll see what Dylan Hill does right here. Looks back at first base, and will throw back, and they'll slide back safely, and Muntz actually considered taking off to second base because the throw got away from Lorenzo Rios, but his coaches told him to stay put. Hill takes another look back as Muntz takes the lead, He delivers the pitch. Fouled out of play.
Please return all
Cooper
foul
Green will
balls
begin
to
with
the
an 0-1
concession
count.
stand. For a 50-cent coin, thank you.
He's played this last season at the Division III level at Washington University. Is originally from Roland Park, Missouri. Played his high school days, but he played his high school days in Kansas for the Bishop Miege Stags. He'll drill this one into center field. Duncan goes back for it, and he's got another catch, and there's 2 away.
The batter is the shortstop,
So
number
the Larks
1.
just need one more out to keep the game at 0-0. The shortstop now to bat for the Cannons, that is Nico Rodriguez from San Jose, California. It's a .468 on base percentage with 8 hits and 26 walks. He will start with a 1-0 count. Trying to advance the runner at first base, the right fielder Tegan Muntz. Next pitch from Hill goes outside. And Rodriguez is ahead 2-0. He's from San Jose, California, played this last season at Wichita State. And now he's ahead 3-0 as it goes high and outside in a similar spot. There's already been 1 walk this inning for the Cannons. And that one's called strike 1. And the Larks almost able to get the final out right there as LaRue looked over at first base, threw it over to Rios. But Muntz was able to slide back safely. He's had some close calls tonight. And Rodriguez will walk on a 3-1 count.
Now batting the catcher, number
Cannons
4.
now have runners at first and second base.
Hunt.
And the next batter up is Brady Hunt. The catcher from Wichita that played at Southeast Community College. Waits the first pitch. It's going to be ball 1. And LaRue's going to go to the mound and have a quick meeting with Dylan Hill. This is his first game with the Larks after playing this last season at Texas A&M Corpus Christi, where he was a redshirt in 2024 and played in a few games in 2025. He looks back at second, delivers the pitch. This one will be fielded on the run by C.J. Reed, and Lorenzo Rios makes the catch for the final out. The Cannons got 3 runners on base in the bottom half of the second inning. 2 are left stranded. And now going into the top of the third inning, the Larks will send their 8th, 9th, and leadoff batter to the plate up next.
Now batting in
Tonight's
the
game
third
has been going by pretty
Number
fast so
15,
far. We'll see if either
Thomas
team can start to pull away here starting the third inning with Thomas Lissy leading things off for the Larks against the right-handed pitcher from Mays, Kansas in his second start of the season, Aiden Doty. He'll leave the first one outside for ball one. Neither team has gone through their full order yet. The Larks will do it in this inning as Thomas Lissy is batting 8th in the order. C.J. Reed is in the on-deck circle batting 9th. And the Larks will go back to the top of their order with Caleb Duncan, who's in the hole. It's a 1-1 count to the junior infielder from Harlingen, Texas. Lissy is one of just a couple Larks players to play all of his years at the Division I level. This last year was his first season at Incarnate Word. Before that, he played 2 seasons with the Houston Cougars. He's now down in the count 1-2. Doty already has 3 strikeouts so far in tonight's game. He's going to look for another one. When the Larks have been able to make contact, though, they've been able to put the ball deep down the field. And Lissy will get hit on the knee there by the ball. And he will head down to first base. Lissy is just the second Larks runner on base tonight. The first one was Brady Kreitzer, though he was faced with 2 outs, so he got left stranded. We'll see if Lissy can score right here as the leadoff batter as C.J. Reed comes up to bat. Fouls back the first pitch for strike 1. Tonight we won't have to worry about the camera being knocked out of place. It's a chain fence here at Rodney Wheeler Stadium. Next pitch to Reed goes inside. Stopping it is the catcher, Brady Hunt. And the count is 1-1. Lissy takes the lead over at first base. Doty lures the next pitch. And Reed fouls that one out of play as he faces a 1-2 count next. Catcher wants it low and centered. Instead, this one goes up high and outside for ball 2 to C.J. Reed. Another line drive, this one going foul.
Please return all foul balls
Near
to
the parking lot
stand.
here at Augusta High School.
$1/2 coin. Thank you.
We will now await the 6th pitch to C.J. Reed. That's 9th in the order for the Larks, but has been a key of getting on base. He's risen his on-base percentage to .451. We've seen him get 6 multi-hit games on the season. He's also been walked in 5 of his last 7 games. Lissy will play close to the first base bag after they just threw back to Green. And C.J. Reed will work against a full count, leaving that one up high and outside. The next pitch will be number 7 of the at-bat. After Reed, the Larks will go back to the top of their order with Caleb Duncan, who's on deck. Here comes the payoff pitch. And it's a line drive, and the shortstop can't track it down. Lissy will jog over to second base. And there are 2 runners on for the Larks and no outs yet. So we'll see what Caleb Duncan does right here for his second appearance on the mound or in the batter's box tonight.
Order for the Larks, the center fielder, number 12, Caleb Duncan.
He was the courtesy runner for Lorenzo Rios in last night's game. Got into scoring position multiple times and had 1 run scored. Here comes the pitch. Duncan will put down a bunt, and this one will take a bounce backwards, and Caleb Duncan is safe at first. He gets his first hit of the night from a bunt single, and it advances the runners and gets the bases loaded for Lane Sparks. If that ball had kept rolling, it would have been a close play there, but it had some backspin on it as the pitcher Aiden Doty ran up on it. So there are no outs. The bases are loaded. And the future Lamar Cardinal, Lane Sparks, is up to bat. The first pitch to Sparks catches the outside part of the plate. It is 0-1. Sparks had a big hit into right field in his previous at-bat. Larks playing on a shorter field from what they're used to. At the left and right field foul poles, it's only 310 feet. Center field is 380 feet deep. That time it goes on the inside part of the plate, and Sparks is down 0-2. Hunt again wants it on the outside. Sparks takes a swing at it, and there's now 1 away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 5.
Jackson Babcock now comes up to the plate.
Babcock.
This is his second appearance of the night as well after a strong performance against the Newton Rebels last night. 5 for 5 in his appearances at the plate, 2 for 2 on his at-bats. This one will be popped up, and it'll land out of play. Doty delivers the next pitch. Babcock takes a swing and misses. And another Larks batter will face an 0-2 count. Babcock now leads the Larks in batting average coming into tonight's game at 400. Looking to get the hit right here, bring the runs home. Takes a hard bounce, and Thomas Lissy will cross home plate, and Jackson Babcock is safe at first along with the other 2 runners. It went off the bottom. The ball went off the bottom of his bat. It took a hard bounce in front of the plate, and by the time Aiden Doty ran up on it to try to make a play,
now batting the catcher, number
Thomas
26,
Lissy was already at home,
Dylan LaRue.
and Jackson Babcock was already at first. That brings up the 4th batter in the order for the Larks, Dylan LaRue. He will lead the first pitch up high for ball 1. The runner at third base is C.J. Reed. Caleb Duncan is at second. Babcock, who just had the RBI infield single, is over at first. Another one gets fouled off. And the count is 1-1. LaRue had an RBI and 2 runs against the Rebels last night. Trying to bring in some more runs. He will leave the next pitch down low to tie the count up. LaRue works with a 2-1 count. It's going to be a key for the Larks to jump out to an early lead tonight. Looking back at their first matchup against the Kansas Cannons, it was close throughout. Larks had the first lead in that game, and the Cannons scored shortly after. This one's a hard hit ball deep into right field, and this one takes a bounce off the wall. Muntz couldn't track it down. C.J. Reed crosses the plate, and Andy Luton will hold Caleb Duncan up over at third. Back-to-back RBI singles for the Larks as Dylan LaRue had a huge hit over to the 310 mark in right field.
The batter's the first baseman, number 21, Lorenzo Rios.
Scoring from third was C.J. Reed. The Larks had the 2-0 lead, and the first baseman, Lorenzo Rios, is now at the bat. If Rios can get a hit right here, he would not only keep the inning going with just one out, he would extend his hit streak to 6 games. He starts with an 0-1 count. The Cannons do have one guy warming up in their bullpen right now. Try to take a look at who it is in just a second. Next pitch goes outside to Rios. And the count is now 1-1. And while we're talking about Lorenzo Rios and his hit streak, he's really been a key player for the Larks over these last few games. It became very evident down in Colorado. In that first game against the Rough Riders, he was a home run away from hitting the cycle. Next 2 games, he recorded a double, as well as an RBI and a run in the first game against the Game Day Angels. And in last night's game, he got on base twice through a walk and also had a bunt single. He is now faced with a 1-2 count. Doty will look for his 5th strikeout. He doesn't get it quite yet. That's going to be ball 2 up high. In his 9 appearances entering tonight's game, Doty's only pitched 17 2/3 innings. He's done very well limiting runs so far with a 2.55 ERA. Also only has a 280 opponent batting average. This one's fouled out of play. Rios keeps the count at 2-2. That one takes a bounce at the plate, and Rios will face a full count. A walk or a hit right here will bring home a run for the Larks. We'll see how Rios approaches it. He's only been walked 6 times this season. Enters tonight's game with 18 hits. And there is ball 4. Rios goes to first base, and Caleb Duncan will jog to home plate, and he's got the 3rd run of tonight's game. The Cannons will also have a quick meeting here between Brady Hunt and Aiden Doty. Trying to get a look of who the pitcher in the bullpen is currently. From the way it looks, it is number 19, Aiden Nunez. And we're also going to get a quick meeting here for the Cannons, so we'll step away for a moment as they talk things over. The Kansas Cannons will take Aiden Doty out of the game after just a 2 1/3 innings pitched tonight.
Now batting the
He gives up
left
five
fielder, number
five hits
4,
and 3 runs against the
Brady
Larks, records 4
Kreitzer.
strikeouts, and they make the call to the bullpen for number 19, Aiden Nunez, the right-hander from Chino Hills, California. Played in 23 games this last season at Pasadena City College. The first batter he's facing is Brady Kreitzer, fouling out the first pitch for an 0-1 count. As Nunez comes into the game, he faces a bases loaded. And this one's a deep hit into center field, but Henry will get under it. This should bring home a run for the Larks. As Jackson Babcock sprints to the plate, he will slide down, and he is safe. It was a close play right there, but Jackson Babcock took off sprinting from third base, slides in safely, and the Larks extend their lead.
Now batting the right fielder, number 33, Wilbert Espinal.
Wilbert Espinal is the only Larks batter that hasn't been up to the plate this inning. So the Larks have hit through the order with Espinal up to bat as Thomas Lissy, the leadoff batter, is on deck. Espinal will start with an 0-1 count. He put the ball in play to the shortstop in his previous appearance. Recorded a single in last night's game against the Newton Rebels. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and now the count 0-2. This is Nunez's 6th game of the season with the Cannons. He's only recorded 5 strikeouts on the year as a .278 opponent batting average. It's been primarily used in the later parts of games. He has 1 save on the year. He delivers the 0-2, and it's a swing and a miss for out number 3. But the Larks get the first lead of tonight's game. They got their first 3 runners on base, got the bases loaded. Jackson Babcock hit an RBI single to bring home the first run. And then 3 more RBIs would follow after that from Dylan LaRue, Lorenzo Rios, and Brady Kreitzer. When we come back, we'll have the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Gunnar Gustafsson, the final batter in the Cannons order, will lead things off. Starting the bottom of the third inning, the Larks had the 4-0 lead against the Kansas Cannons, scoring 4 runs in the previous inning on 4 hits and leaving just 2 runners stranded.
Second baseman, number
Dylan
5.
Hill is back to the mound
Gunnar Gustafson.
in his first appearance with the Larks. We'll see how long they keep him in tonight. He delivers the first pitch of the inning, and the curveball gets into the zone for strike 1 against the final batter in the order for the Cannons. It's number 5, Gunnar Gustafson. They'll look down to the field umpire. They're going to call that one ball 1. Gustafson playing second base tonight, the Angelo State Ram will foul off the next pitch. He is down 1-2. And Dylan Hill will look for his first strikeout with the Larks right here. He had 7 in 7 games this last season at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And Gustafson fouls that one off and stays alive. Zeb Henry is the next batter up, is the first batter in the order for the Cannons. LaRue wants it down low, and it takes a bounce at the plate for ball number 2. Gustafson is an infielder from Beaverton, Oregon. A 2-time second-team All-League selection in his high school days, and he strikes out, or correction, that's ball 3. And it's going to be a full count. Here's the payoff pitch. That is ball 4.
Back to the top of the order.
So after Gustafson fights back in the count, they will bring up Zeb Henry to the plate.
Henry.
A sophomore infielder from Wichita State who's originally from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. He is one of 4 players that are on the Cannons roster that the Larks haven't seen this season from back when they first met in early June. He'll show bunt, pull it back, and the count starts off 1-0 to the center fielder. Cannon's going to try to put some runs up in this inning to get back close with the Larks. The Larks struck first in their first matchup, but they only took a 1-0 lead. The Cannons now have to fight back against a 4-0 lead. This one's a deep hit into right field. Making the catch is Wilbert Espinal. He will just throw it back into Jackson Babcock. There's one away as Gustafson goes back to first base. Now up to bat is the outfielder, Zach McCarwick.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3, Zach McCarwick.
This right here will be 2 Murray State Community College alums fighting at the plate right here. First pitch from Hill, takes a bounce at the plate. McCarwick just finished this season at Murray State Community College and is going to play at Southwest Oklahoma State next season. Started his college baseball career at Bossier Parish Community College. Another one takes a bounce in the dirt. He now faces a 2-0 count. And again, missing down low. McCarwick is ahead 3-0 in the count. And Keith Harper will walk out from the dugout after calling time. He's going to have a quick meeting here with Dylan Hill. So we will step away for just a moment. So McCarwick faces a 3-0 count after the meeting between Keith Harper and Dylan Hill. As we go back to the action. Hill able to find the first strike, find the zone on that pitch. It's a 3-1 count. The Larks just recorded their first out in the previous batter, but for now McCarwick goes down to first base, and that advances Gunnar Gustafsson to second.
The batter is the third baseman, number 16, Hunter Albert.
Hunter Albert now out to bat for the Cannons. From McPherson, Kansas, played at Barton Community College this last season. His first pitch goes down low, and there's ball one. At Barton this last season, Albert finished with a .342 batting average as well as 17 home runs. With his performance this last season, he was able to find a home at the Division I level with the Sam Houston Bearcats. Dylan Hill finds the zone on the next pitch. Count is 1-1. It's hard to tell if the Larks have who they have in the bullpen right now. Last time I sat outside the press box was when the Larks took on the Game Day Angels. For that one, I couldn't see the Angels bullpen on the third base side. Here in Augusta, I can't see the Larks bullpen on the first base side. Hill looking for his first strikeout of the night. The count is 1-2. Takes a second look back at second, kicks and deals. Breaks down low. And there is ball two. Hill looking for the strikeout. Just about all the appearances for the Cannons have been balls that were put in play. We'll get a runner, throw down to third base. And this one gets away from Thomas Lissy. And heading home is Gunnar Gustafsson. So now the lone runner is at second base. The Cannons just scored their first run. And we await the payoff pitch from Dylan Hill. This one's fouled towards the Cannons dugout. We now await the seventh pitch of the at-bat to the future Sam Houston Bearcat, Hunter Albert. Hill delivers the pitch, and that's left up high for ball four. Still just one out, runners at first and second for the Cannons. Their designated hitter is the next batter up, Blake Seafelt. First pitch from Hill is put in play. Babcock tried making a diving play for it. It rolls over to Wilbert Espinal in right field. He will throw it in, and a run scores for the Cannons. That is Zach McCarwick from second base.
The batter is the right fielder, number 15, Tegan Muntz.
Tegan Muntz is the next batter up. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first appearance. As the Cannons have put together 2 runs in this inning. Slider misses the zone for ball number 1. Hill continues to watch second base. And that's going to be called ball number 2. Muntz just finished this season at Iowa Western Community College. He'll be transferring to Southeast Community College after redshirting this last season. He's one of the top players in the class of 2024 in the Dakotas by perfect game. He's originally from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Faces a 2-1 count. This one will be popped up and will land behind the middle bleachers.
Please return all foul balls to the concession stand for a $50 coin. Thank you.
So Tegan Muntz is down to his final strike. Hill kicks and deals. And this one is drilled deep into left field. Kreitzer will run back for it. And he's going to stop at the wall. That's gone. A 3-run home run there by Tegan Muntz. His 3rd home run of the season. And the Cannons now have the lead. And now Keith Harper will head out to the mound. And we're going to see a change here for the Larks. We will be back in just a moment. After the 3-run home run by Tegan Muntz, the Larks have made a change at the mound. For both starting pitchers for the Cannons and the Larks, they exit the game after 2 1/3 innings of work. As Dylan Hill is subbed out for Adrian Nahar, the junior from DeSoto, Texas. He faces off against Cooper Green. He will start with a 1-0 count. We'll see what Green does right here, as he had the fly out to center field in his last appearance. He now faces a 1-1 count against Adrian Nahar in his 8th game of the season with the Larks. Enters with a 1-0 record and is ahead in the count 1-2 against the infielder from Roland Park, Missouri, Nahar puts that one outside. And now the count is 2-2. The catcher wants it down the middle. This one's put in play, and it's fouled off. The Larks have not struck out any of the Cannons batters yet. They've done a very good job fighting at the plate. And now it's a full count to Cooper Green. Here comes the payoff pitch. A ground ball over to C.J. Reed. Throws it to first. And there is out number 2. That'll send Nico Rodriguez up to the plate now for the Cannons.
Nico Rodriguez.
First pitch goes low for ball number 1. Nico Rodriguez is a recognizable name to a lot of fans out here playing for Wichita State. He is originally from San Jose, California. He is ahead in the count 2-0. And there's the first strike from Nahar. Swinging and missing is Rodriguez. He faces a tied count. He was walked in his first appearance back in the 2nd inning. And that one will go inside, and Rodriguez will face off against a 3-1 count once again. And another full count for the Larks against the Cannons, as Rodriguez left that one low and outside. We'll see if Nahar can get the first strikeout of the night for the Larks. He delivers the pitch, and it's fouled off. And again, the Cannons just continue to fight. And there is ball 4. Every appearance at the plate tonight for the Cannons. They've shown off their plate vision and have been able to win the battle against the Larks. And now Brady Hunt is up to bat, the catcher from Southeast Community College. And this one goes outside. And the wild pitch will send Rodriguez to second base. So now Brady Hunt steps back into the batter's box, another Wichita native for this Cannons team. Hard ground ball. Thomas Lissy runs up on it, gives it over to Rios at first base, and the Larks get out number 3. But after the Larks had the 4-0 lead, the Cannons score 5 in that inning. They score Gunnar Gustafsson as well as Zach McCarwick, and then Tegan Muntz brings home the rest of the runners from a 3-run home run.
For the Cannons in the bottom of the 3rd.
When we come back, Thomas Lissy will lead things off for the Larks as they went through all 9 batters in the 3rd inning.
The batter is the third
In that
baseman,
last
number
inning, the Kansas
15,
Cannons had 5 runs on 2 hits, took advantage of 1 error committed by the Larks, and they left only 1 runner on base. Both teams combined at 18 batters up to the plate in the prior inning, with 9 each. And Thomas Lissy now at the bat. He will hit a fly ball deep into right field, and this one is going to stay in fair territory. It took a bounce off the fence very close to the foul pole, and Thomas Lissy's got the leadoff double. If you were Thomas Lissy right there, you could not have placed that ball any better. Going right to the corner in fair territory. As it bounced off the fence, the right fielder, Tegan Muntz, couldn't make a play on it. And the Larks have a runner in scoring position, trying to tie things back up with C.J. Reed up to bat. He had his 23rd hit of the season in his first appearance. The new pitcher in the game, Aiden Nunez, takes a look back at second and misses on the outside for ball number 1. Lissy has now already gotten on base twice tonight. He reached 3 times against the Newton Rebels last night. Reed fouls off the next pitch. Count is now 1-1. Nunez looks back at second base, pitch on the way. And it's a big hit there by Reed. As Henry runs after it, he makes the catch. Lissy will tag up at second, and he is now 90 feet away from home plate. As the Larks try to tie the game back up, they're back to the top of their order with Caleb Duncan.
Back to the top of the order for
Duncan
the
comes
Larks
up to the
center
plate for his
fielder,
third time
number
tonight.
12, Caleb Duncan.
He is 1 for 2. That hit came in his previous at bat. He had a bunt single. It was one that bounced off the bat, went up the middle, but from where it hit his bat, he was able to put some backspin on it, and it was a tough play for the pitcher to make. He starts with an 0-1 count. Down low, that's going to make the count 1-1 to Caleb Duncan. Playing in familiar territory tonight. Augusta is just about 20 minutes away, 30 minutes from Wichita. Duncan played this last season at Wichita State and is facing off against some of his college teammates tonight from the Cannons. It is a tied count from the relief pitcher, Aiden Nunez, left up high. And Duncan is ahead 3-1. The catcher wants the pitch centered. It is low and inside for ball number 4 to Caleb Duncan. As he has walked for the 21st time this season, the Larks have runners at the corners.
Now batting the designated
Lane
hitter,
Sparks comes
number
up to bat
8,
now.
Lane Sparks.
Down 1 spot from where he was in last night's game. And he hits a deep ball into left field. Makarowick runs back for it. He gets to the wall, makes the catch. And with that, Lane Sparks has the RBI. Thomas Lissy scores from third, and we are tied right back up.
The batter's the second baseman, number 5, Jackson Babcock.
Jackson Babcock is now up for the Larks. Second baseman is 1 for 2 tonight. This is the second time we've seen Babcock play at second base this year. The other time was the final game in the series down in Colorado against the Game Day Angels. First pitch went outside but got in the zone. It is an 0-1 count to the freshman from League City, Texas. And this one will be popped up by Babcock. McCarwick runs in from left field to make the catch, and he's got it for out number 3. But the Larks were able to tie things back up in that inning. Thomas Lissy had a leadoff double on the very first pitch of the inning and gets brought home by a sac fly from Lane Sparks.
For the Larks,
Going into the bottom of the fourth inning, Gunnar Gustafsson will lead things off once again for the Cannons. Adrian Nahar, who is the relief pitcher for Dylan Hill, is back to the mound, starting the bottom half of the fourth inning against the final batter in the order for the Kansas Cannons, Gunnar Gustafsson. The count is 0-1 to start. And the next one is popped up. We'll see who gets under it. I think calling for it is C.J. Reed. But then Thomas Lissy is the one that steps in at the end. He gets the catch for the first out of the inning. Gunnar Gustafsson was the leadoff batter in the prior inning for the Cannons. He was walked. This time he has the pop out. Zeb Henry is now up to bat. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's had a single and a fly out to right field. In that first appearance, he was at first base and got out on a double play. He will start ahead in the count 1-0. Next pitch goes outside, and Henry is ahead 2-0. He just wrapped up his first season at Wichita State after playing in 23 games and starting his college career at Eastern Oklahoma State. Henry now ahead 3-0. Nahar delivers the next pitch, and he gets the first strike on the outside corner of the zone. We'll see if Nahar can fight back right here. And this one is a ground ball, and it goes off the glove of Rios. And it's a single there by the Cannons. That now brings up the left fielder, Zach McCarwick.
The batter's the left fielder, number 3, Zach McCarwick.
His first appearance was a flyout to center field. His most recent appearance was a walk on a 3-1 count where he had a stolen base as well as a run scored on that trip around the base path. Throwing back to first base, Henry slides back safely. Nahar's next pitch is in the low part of the zone, and it's strike one. Another throw back to first base. Rios picks the ball back up and then throws it over to Nahar after the play was not made in time. Zeb Henry continues to lead off first base after the throwback. He has only stolen base 3 times this season. This is his 7th game. He will try to steal right here, throws it to Jackson Babcock, and he slides in safely to second. Nahar takes a look back at second as he delivers the pitch. Right down the middle at strike number 2. Nahar looking for the first strikeout of the evening for the Larks. He delivers right down the middle, and he gets it right there. The Cannons have showed fight at the plate all night. That time McCarwick looks at a 1-2 count. And he is the first strikeout of the inning. And now at the bat is Hunter Albert. Nahar took a look back at second base and gets a strike right there. By taking that look back, he was able to keep Henry at second. He took a very big lead almost halfway down the base path. But for now, he can just focus on getting the runner out, or the batter at the plate out. Right down the middle, it's strike 2. We'll see if the Larks can get another strikeout right here, trying to extend their streak. They've the pitching has combined for at least 10 strikeouts in 8 straight games. They just got their first, and Nahar has the opportunity to get the second. He kicks and deals, and that one was a half-hearted swing, and I think the runner is out at third, or they're going to call him safe, but that was a very close play. They're going to call that at the plate, ball 1. Larks dugout thinks that should have been strike 3, as Albert kind of had a half-hearted swing. That one takes a bounce and will roll away from LaRue, but not very far. Albert now has 2 balls in the count. The top batter for the Cannons has gotten on base once. Is looking for his first hit of the night. Nahar delivers the 2-2. Misses on the outside, and the count is going to be full at 3-2. We await the payoff pitch from Nahar, and it's a swing and a miss on the outside, and there is out number 3. Gunnar Gustafsson got out by the Cannons to start the inning. Zeb Henry follows that with a single, and Adrian Nahar takes care of the rest, getting 2 strikeouts to retire the side. And the Larks will have the middle third of their order to start the top of the 5th inning up next. Aiden Nunez goes back to the mound to start the top of the 5th inning with the middle third of the Larks order up next. The leadoff batter is Dylan LaRue. He had a single in his last appearance that brought home a run in the 3rd inning. Larks have scored in 2 straight innings now. They scored 4 in the 3rd inning and tied the game back up in the 4th. Count now 2-0 to Dylan LaRue. Lorenzo Rios will be on deck, and Brady Kreitzer, the left fielder, is in the hole. And LaRue pops this one up. This one will be tracked down by the catcher Hunt and then takes a bounce off the fence. It makes the count 2-1. I was preparing for that one. I'm sitting outside of the press box tonight. That ball landed very close in front of me. It's the 2nd location this season where we set up our equipment outside. The press box was full, so I brought a lawn chair. We got a big hit here for Dylan LaRue. Going back into center field is Henry, and he's got the catch for out number 1. Lorenzo Rios comes back up to the plate now. He was walked in his last appearance. That was on a full count. And the bases were loaded, so he has an RBI in tonight's game. Fouls the first pitch out of play to make the count 0-1.
Glasses are foul ball sponsor. Please return all foul balls to the concession stand. Thank you.
Rios again looking for a hit right here to extend his hitting streak. He hits this one high up into the air, tracked down by the shortstop Nico Rodriguez. Leaned back a little bit and made the catch. There is now 2 away. The Larks will try to avoid a 3-up, 3-down inning as Brady Kreitzer comes up to bat. He had a single on a 2-2 count in his first appearance. His most recent one, he flew out to center field, but there was an RBI along with that. The senior from Hayes, Kansas, starts with a 0-1 count. Next pitch is called ball number 1. Kreitzer enters this game with a .361 batting average. And he will tie up in the count 2-1. And when you take a look at the impact that he's made as a late arrival for the Larks, it really shows the type of player that he is. And he drills this one back into left field. Running back for it is McCarwick. And that one will go over the fence, and it's a solo home run for Brady Kreitzer. He comes back into the lineup on the road, has the home run, and the Larks have the lead back here in the top of the 5th inning.
Now batting the right fielder, number 33, Wilbert Espinal.
Wilbert Espinal returns now to the plate for the Larks. He will leave the first pitch on the outside for ball number 1. Next pitch goes inside, and Wilbert Espinal is ahead 2-0. Larks still facing off against the relief pitcher, Aiden Nunez from Pasadena City College. Thomas Lissy just came over to get that foul to get that ball that rolled back. And he saw me broadcasting, and he just said, "Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad." There is the first strike to Wilbert Espinal. It's a 3-1 count. He'll pop this one up. This one should land out of play, and it will. Espinal will now face a full count with 2 outs. The catcher Hunt wants the pitch on the outside. Here it is, and it's fouled back. We'll await the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss there by Espinal. There's now 3 away. But the Larks have gotten the lead back. After 2 outs to start the inning, Brady Kreitzer steps up to the plate and on a 2-1 count has the solo home run. And we'll see if the Larks can hold off the Cannons in the next inning when we come back. With the solo home run for Brady Kreitzer in the top of the 5th inning, the Larks have taken the lead back. Adrian Nahar is back to the mound to start the bottom of the 5th inning. Going up against the designated hitter for the Cannons, Blake Seafelt. Slider misses outside to start the inning for ball 1 to Seafelt. Right-handed pitcher from East Central. Next pitch goes down the middle for strike 1. Seafelt is listed on the roster as a pitcher, but has played everywhere this season. This is his 22nd game batting. He's made 5 starts on the season as a pitcher and leads the Cannons in hits with 27 as well as RBIs with 37. The count now stands at 1-2. Nahar will look for his third straight strikeout, and he gets it. He puts it right down the middle for the first out of the inning. We've known that the Larks have been a team that can get strikeouts. Tonight they didn't get it till the end of the fourth inning, and now Nahar has struck out the last 3 batters as Tegan Muntz comes up to bat. The right fielder from Iowa Western leaves the first one high and inside for ball 1. And again, Nahar puts another one right down the middle for strike 1. He's doing a good job finding the zone and keeping the Cannons guessing. As we see right there, he tried to put that one a little bit lower. The count now is 2-1. Muntz has reached base twice tonight. One was through a fielder's choice. The other was the 3-run home run. He is now down 2-2. We'll see if Nahar can do it again. Delivers the pitch. This one is fouled back and out of play. A 2-2 on the way from Nahar, and it's a swing and a miss. He's got strikeout number 4 with 2 away in the 5th inning.
The batter's the first baseman, number 22, Cooper Green.
The Division III infielder from Roland Park, Missouri is an out to bat. That's Cooper Green. He's had a fly out to center field and a ground out to C.J. Reed tonight. Leaves the first pitch down low for ball 1. Dylan LaRue tried framing it. And it's a half-hearted swing on the slider. He goes around. The count now 1-1 to Cooper Green. Played at the D3 level for Washington University. In his high school days, he was a 2023 underclass All-American by perfect game. He now faces a 1-2 count. Actually played his high school days in Kansas, although he's listed as being from Roland Park, Missouri, where he was a 2-time first-team Eastern Kansas League selection at Bishop Miege. And he swings and misses on a 1-2 count. Make that 5 in a row for Adrian Nahar after coming in relief for Dylan Hill. He retires the side with all strikeouts. And going into the top of the 6th inning, the Larks had the 6-5 lead, and Thomas Lissy is back up to bat next. Adrian Nahara struck out the last 5 batters for the Kansas Cannons. And now we go to the top of the 6th inning for the Larks. Thomas Lissy returns to the plate for his 3rd appearance of the night. He's got 2 runs so far, as well as the double in his last appearance. Change up, he'll leave up there, 2-0. C.J. Reed is the batter on deck. In the hole is Caleb Duncan. Larks trying to hold on to their lead. They've scored in each of the last 3 innings. And this one is popped up and lands right next to us. That makes the count 2-1. So Lissy faces a full count against Aiden Nunez still in the game. Cannons do have a new guy warming up in the bullpen now. We'll take a look at who that is in just a moment. Lissy hits a fly ball. The left fielder McCarwick runs after it. Makes the catch on the edge of foul territory, and there is out number 1.
The batter's the shortstop, number 1, C.J. Reed.
That sends C.J. Reed now back up to bat. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He now has 23 hits on the season. And foul tips the first pitch. Starting with an 0-1 count. He made 4 appearances at the plate in last night's game. Had a very solid performance, some solid performances down in Colorado. And he gets a line drive right here, and he's got his 2nd hit of the night. Reed stands over at first base. And the Larks return to the top of their order for the 4th time tonight with Caleb Duncan up to bat. He is 1 for 2 and has been walked once as well.
The Larks, the center fielder, number 12, Caleb Duncan.
First pitch goes inside. 4-1 to Duncan. Reed, who's at first base, thought about stealing, but decided to hold back. Next pitch popped up on the infield. Cooper Green, the first baseman, is under it. He's got the catch, and that leads to out number 2. So Lane Sparks will be the batter that will try to keep the inning alive for the Larks. First pitch will catch the low part of the zone for strike 1. The Larks have not been held scoreless in an inning since the 2nd. And Sparks fouls that one. It goes off the mask of the catcher Brady Hunt, so C.J. Reed will go back to first base, and the count is now 0-2. Sparks will try to advance Reed at first base. He's already advanced 1 runner with an RBI tonight. And hits a line drive, and the second baseman couldn't track it down. Gunnar Gustafsson had his glove out, but couldn't make the grab. And Sparks has his first hit of the night as he is at first base. And Reed is at second.
The batter's the second baseman, number 5, Jackson Babcock.
Jackson Babcock, 1 for 3 on the night, is up to bat. He's had an RBI and a run. He's got a runner in scoring position. That is C.J. Reed, who's also scored once tonight as well. Now we'll start 1-0 to the freshman from Colorado School of Mines. And a throwback to first or second base. C.J. Reed slides back safely. Trying to get a look at who's warming up right now for the Cannons. Looks to be number 11, Santana Hernandez. The starter tonight for the Cannons, Aiden Doty, went 2 1/3 innings. So we'll see how long it takes for them to make the change. There is the first strike to Jackson Babcock. And the pitcher will step off the mound. Babcock will step out of the box as well. And this one's a deep hit ball into center field. Henry is going to get to it, and there is out number 3. The Larks got 2 runners on in that inning. C.J. Reed makes it to second base off a single, and Lane Sparks stays at first. But 3 outs pile up to leave them stranded.
For the Larks in the 6th, they
And
score no runs
we'll have the
on
final 3 batters in the Cannons order up next. That's Nico Rodriguez, Brady Hunt, and Gunnar Gustafsson. The Larks will make another change at the mound as Adrian Nahar exits after 2 2/3 innings tonight, and he's got another solid performance, holding the Cannons to 1 hit, no runs, and he struck out their final 5 batters that he faced. And for the first time this season, we will see the pitching of number 25, Paul Smith, against the final 3 batters in the order for the Cannons. That is going to be Nico Rodriguez leading off the inning, shortstop who has been walked twice tonight. Down 0-1, Smith delivers the next one, and he gets it in the low part of the zone. 0-2 is now the count. Smith can make it 6 batters in a row right here. He kicks and deals, and he catches the outside part of the plate. He's got another one. It took until the 4th inning for the Larks to get some strikeouts, and they've done it 6 times in a row against the Cannon batters.
The catcher, number 4.
And now to bat is the catcher, Brady Hunt. And I'll take this opportunity to answer Preston Browning's question in the live chat. Tonight is the Larks' final road game of the regular season. Looking at after tonight's game, they will start a 4-game series with the Colorado Rough Riders on July 10th, and that will go to July 13th. They will then have the 14th off, and then start a 2-game series with the Liberal BJs. So back to our action. The count is 0-1 to Brady Hunt. He's grounded out twice already. Both of those have been to the left side of the infield. So Lissy and Reed are staying ready. That last pitch was ball one from Paul Smith. And he puts that one on the outside. Hunt swings and misses. Down 1-2. Looking at Smith, it doesn't look like he's had any real experience pitching, but he's done a really good job so far tonight. He'll look for another strikeout and get it on the outside corner. The Larks have done it again. The fourth backwards K of the night. Continuing to find the zone, keeping the Cannons guessing. There is now 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning with Gunnar Gustafsson now up to the plate to try to keep the inning alive. First pitch finds the zone for strike one. LaRue wants to pitch low and inside. And it's a line drive going right to Thomas Lissy, and there is out number 3. 2 backwards Ks to start the inning from the new pitcher, Paul Smith. And we just saw the line drive out there to Thomas Lissy for the 3rd out in the bottom of the 6th inning. We are down to the final 3 innings. Dylan LaRue will lead things off when we come back. Aiden Nunez exits the game for the Kansas Cannons, and a new pitcher is into the game. That new pitcher is number 11, Santana Hernandez, another right-hander. He's from El Paso, Texas, and played at New Mexico Junior College. Facing off against Dylan LaRue. He's the leadoff batter for a 3rd inning tonight. The count is 1-0. And there's ball 2 as LaRue leaves that one high and outside. Hernandez, this is his 9th game of the season. All of his appearances have been as a relief pitcher. He's gone 13 innings of work. Next pitch fouled out of play into the parking lot.
Please return all foul balls to the concession stand. Thank you.
Hernandez will try to untie the count. This one's fouled, and almost catching it barehandedly there was Lorenzo Rios, who's in the on-deck circle. So we'll see what LaRue does right here. He's 1 for 3 on the night. And that one goes on the outside part of the plate. And there is the first strikeout of the inning. And for Santana Hernandez, he's got 13 now on the
The
season.
batter's the first baseman, number 21, Lorenzo Rios.
So the Rice Owl, Lorenzo Rios, comes up to bat. He's got a walk and an RBI recorded in tonight's game. First pitch is left outside as Brady Hunt, the catcher, able to save it from going back to the wall. Here comes the 1-0. Down by the knees of Rios. He's ahead with 2 balls in the count. That one goes down into the zone. Rios swings and misses. Count is tied up with 1 out. The batter in the on-deck circle is Brady Kreitzer. Wilbert Espinal is in the hole. Next pitch to Rios. Curves in, and that is strike 2. Next pitch, fouled back. And the next pitch will be the 6th one of the at-bat to Rios. Trying to keep his 5-game hit streak alive. He's gotten on base once tonight. And he stays alive, fouling that one out of play. And now Rios will face a full count, leaving that one up high. His first walk earlier in the game was on a full count. That was a 7-pitch at bat. This will be the 8th pitch right here. And it's left up high. Rios is on base for the 2nd time tonight.
Now batting the
Brady
left
Kreitzer
fielder,
returns to the
number
plate for the
4.
3rd time tonight, or 4th time tonight, excuse me. He's 2 for 3, and even on the one that he got out, he was still able to bring home an RBI. He's got a single and a solo home run. Here comes the pitch. Low part of the zone. They're going to call it strike 1. Rios takes a short lead off first base, and he will try to steal second. He will get there in plenty of time as this one gets away from the catcher, Hunt. One and one to Kreitzer, now working with a runner at second base. Hernandez delivers the next pitch, and it bounces inside for ball number 2. It was a 2-1 count that Kreitzer was faced with when he had the solo home run. And it gets into the zone. There's strike 2. Hernandez already has 1 strikeout this inning. He enters tonight with a .269 opponent batting average. Also 2 walks and hits allowed per innings pitched. And that one goes inside, and they're going to call it strike 3. There's now 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. And Wilbert Espinal is back up to the plate. Hernandez looks back at second. Pitch on the way. Goes down low for ball number 1. As Wilbert Espinal looks for his 2nd hit on the season. And next pitch comes, and that's a balk. That's going to send Rios over to third base. Count stays at 1-0. Espinal has 1 hit on the season. Has an opportunity for an RBI with Rios 90 feet away from home plate. Here comes the 1-0. Lands at the feet of Espinal. And there is ball 2. Last season for Espinal, he had 40 hits as well as 24 RBIs. And we'll take a big swing at the next pitch. It's going back to the wall. Muntz will run back for it, and it's going to take a bounce off of it. He will round first going to second. Rios scores. It's an RBI double for Wilbert Espinal. How about that in his 2nd game back with the Larks? The Larks extend their lead to 7-5, and Thomas Lissy now to bat. This is Lissy's 4th time at the plate tonight. It's also tonight is another stadium where the PA announcer refers to him as Thomas Lissy. Fouls the first pitch back. He will start with an 0-1 count. Espinal takes the lead at second. And Lissy fouls another one off. Lissy's gotten on base twice tonight. Faced with the 0-2 count. Hernandez gets a changeup, and it misses. That's ball 1. Next pitch comes. It's going to go over the head of the third baseman. Alvord trying making a jumping attempt for it. And as the ball gets picked up and thrown in, Espinal already halfway down the base path. And the Larks have another run on the board in the inning. Espinal had the RBI double. He crosses home plate. And Thomas Lissy has the RBI.
The batter is the shortstop, number 1, C.J. Reed.
C.J. Reed back to the plate. Fouls that one out of play. Count starts off 0-1. Lissy taking a lead over at first base. Green will cover it. And Reed thought about taking a swing at that one, but he held back just enough. That is going to make the count 1-1. Reed is 2 for 3 on the night. Both of his hits have been base hits. And he puts another one in play, gets past the second baseman. And that sends Thomas Lissy over to second base, as Reed has his third hit of the night.
Back to the top of the order for the Larks.
It's now the third time in his last 5 games that he's gotten 3 hits in a game. Caleb Duncan now out to bat as the Larks go back to the top of their order. And he fouls off the first pitch. This is Duncan's first time playing against the Cannons this season. He was a late arrival for the Larks. A lot of the players for the Cannons are his college teammates at Wichita State. Some of those players include Zeb Henry, Nico Rodriguez, and many others. Swinging and missing on an 0-2 count. That will retire the side. The Larks extend their lead to 8-5, though, in that inning. Lorenzo Rios scores after being walked, and Wilbert Espinal, who brought him home on the RBI double, scores as well. Going into the bottom of the 7th, the Larks still lead it, and the Cannons are going to go back to the top of their order. The Larks had 2 runs on 3 hits in the prior inning and extend their lead over the Cannons to 3. Larks trying to get the win and win their 4th season series on the year. They've already gotten the wins over Dodge City. They will meet them one more time this season, but the Larks have the season series lead 4-1. They've already gotten wins over the Game Day Angels and the Newton Rebels, trying to do it again tonight against the Kansas Cannons. Paul Smith goes back to the mound with a 1-0 count to start the inning. He had 2 strikeouts in the prior inning, both of those looking. It's his first time facing off against Zeb Henry, and the count now 1-1. After Zeb Henry, it'll be Zach McCarwick and Hunter Albert up to the plate. Count ties up as that one misses low and outside. And there is ball 3, missing on the inside part of the zone. Henry is 2 for 3 on the night. Both of his hits have been for singles. He's also had a fly out to right field with Wilbert Espinal. And there is strike number 2. He will face a full count against Paul Smith. And the next pitch misses down low. That's ball 4 for Zeb Henry. He walks for the first time tonight, which is the 10th time now he's done so this season.
The batter's the left fielder, number 3, Zach McCarwick.
Zach McCarwick is the next batter up. Left fielder tonight has a walk and a run. And we'll hit a pop-up on the first hit. And Rios calls for it. He's got out number 1.
The batter's the third baseman.
The third baseman, who is third in the order tonight, Hunter Alvord, comes back up to the plate. Alvord entered tonight's game as the leader in average and on-base percentage and slugging percentage as well. And this one a throwback to second base, and Zeb Henry has the steal. It's the second one tonight. The count starts off 0-1 to Alvord. So we'll see what the Cannons do right here with the runner in scoring position and only 1 out. All their runs have came in the 3rd inning. And they're going to try to steal again. Zeb Henry advances now to third base. That time he was just timing it upright, watching Paul Smith slowly inching off. And then once he brought his knee up, that is when he committed to it.
Please return all foul balls to the concession stand. Thank you.
Alvord will face a 1-2 count after fouling that one off. He was struck out in his last appearance. Alvord is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Smith delivers the pitch. Left down low for ball number 2. Again, LaRue doing a good job trying to frame it when it goes into the low parts of the zone. That time just wasn't able to convince the home plate umpire. Fouled back at the top of the barrier. Next pitch will be the 6th of the at-bat for Alvord. The infielder from Barton Community College, who is a Sam Houston commit. And he swings and misses on the 2-2 count, and another strikeout for the Larks. The pitching has their 8th of the night.
The batter is the designated hitter.
And the designated hitter is up to bat. That's Blake Seafelt. He got on base in his first 2 appearances. He's struck out in his most recent one. He's going to try to keep the inning alive. He will start with an 0-1 count, swinging and missing. His strikeout in his last appearance was looking on a 1-2 count. That was the first batter that the relief pitcher Adrian Nahar faced in that inning. He struck out the last 5 batters that he faced. And the next pitch, a swing and a miss once again. The Larks pitching has 8 strikeouts on the night, giving them 277 on the season. They entered tonight's game with more strikeouts than hits and runs allowed combined. And there he goes again. Paul Smith gets another one past the designated hitter, Blake Seafelt, for the final out of the inning. We'll go now to the top of the 8th inning for the Larks, and they will have their designated hitter leading things off with Lane Sparks. Starting the top of the 8th inning, Lane Sparks is the leadoff batter, still facing off against the Cannons pitcher Santana Hernandez. First pitch goes inside for ball number
The
1.
batter's the DH, number 8, Lane Sparks.
Sparks is 1 for 4 tonight. He's gotten an RBI and a single in his last 2 appearances. And he will pop this one up in foul territory behind home plate. Hunt will try to track it down, and he's got the catch. There is one away. So Jackson Babcock will come up to the plate. He's 1 for 4 in tonight's
The
game.
batter's the second baseman, number 5.
He has an
Jackson
RBI single and a run. Coming off a game against the Newton Rebels where he went 2 for 2 hitting but got on base 3 other times. He will start facing off against an 0-1 count. Babcock still has yet to go a game without getting on base. Enter tonight's game as the on-base percentage leader at .565. Awaits the second pitch for the 0-1 count. And the breaking ball moves the count to 1-1. Dylan LaRue is on deck and Lorenzo Rios is in the hole. Next pitch goes inside. They're going to call that one strike 2. This next pitch, Babcock will play closer to the plate. Thought about taking a swing there. Didn't go around all the way. That's ball 2. Hernandez will look for another strikeout. This one will be line foul into the parking lot, and we'll await the 6th pitch for Jackson Babcock. This will be his 80th at-bat of the season. Unless he walks right here, it's a full count. Babcock has shown this season he's got great plate vision. He has 33 more plate appearances than at-bats entering tonight's game. And here comes the payoff pitch. It bounces in front of the plate, and Babcock reaches base for the second time tonight. As he has now been walked in 14 of his last 17 games.
The batter's the catcher,
Babcock has had 20
26,
walks in that stretch. And Dylan LaRue is the next batter up with just 1 away. First pitch to LaRue goes in the zone for strike 1. This is the second game in a row that Dylan LaRue is the fourth batter in the order. He'll line this one foul. Another one goes into the parking lot.
Please return all foul balls.
And
to
now the count is
concession.
0-2. Before that game against the Rebels, LaRue was batting fifth. He had 3 hits in that game. Here comes the 0-2. Missing down low for the first ball to the catcher from Cumberland University. Babcock takes a short lead at first base, and this one will hit LaRue in the foot. He heads down to first base. So Lorenzo Rios returns to the plate.
The batter's the
He has
first
2
baseman,
walks
number
and an
21,
RBI and a run tonight.
Lorenzo Rios.
Might be his final chance to extend his hitting streak. He will take a swing at the first pitch. It goes foul. The catcher wants it on the outside. Here comes the pitch. Fouled back right in front of us. Count moves to 0-2. The runner at second base for the Larks is Jackson Babcock. Dylan LaRue is at first. Still just 1 out. Put on the outside. They will call that strike 3. Last 3 of the last 4 strikeouts for the Larks have been looking. Santana Hernandez has done a good job finding the zone. Needs 1 more out to retire the side as Brady Kreitzer is back up to the plate. He swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. Kreitzer now has 6 multi-hit games on the season with what he's done tonight. Next pitch goes inside, and now Kreitzer will face an 0-2 count. Hernandez looks back at second base where Babcock is standing. Puts that one up high for the first ball of the at-bat. Kreitzer puts this one in play. Rolling over to the second baseman, trying to outrun the throw. And they're going to call Kreitzer out at first base. He sprinted to the bag, but Green was able to catch it in time. That is out number 3. The Larks had 2 runners on in that inning with just 1 out, but 2 outs follow after that. And now we're in the bottom of the 8th inning as the Cannons, who have not scored since the 3rd inning, are going to try to complete a comeback against the Larks. Starting the bottom of the 8th inning, the Larks lead the Cannons 8-5 here in Augusta at Rodney Wheeler Stadium. And they've made another change at the mound tonight. Paul Smith, in his first appearance on the mound this season, throws 2 innings and records 4 strikeouts and throwing a no-hitter. The new pitcher into the game, leading 0-1 in the count against the right fielder Tegan Muntz, is Lane Sparks, who was the designated hitter tonight. He makes his 6th appearance on the mound this season and is ahead 0-2 already. Although he's not listed on the roster as a pitcher, he has been one of the key ones for the Larks this season in the games that he's appeared in. He's got the lowest ERA on the team at .81. As this one's put in play, Jackson Babcock runs back for it, fields it, throws it to Rios. There is one away. Next batter up for the Cannons will be number 22, Cooper Green.
Now batting the first baseman, number 22, Cooper Green.
The former preseason underclass All-American from Perfect Game is 0 for 3 on the night. Swinging and a miss. The count is 0-1. LaRue wants it down the middle, and Sparks gets ahead again, 0-2. 5 pitches already to start the game. All of them have been strikes. He'll look for the strikeout. That one goes up high, and it is ball 1. Sparks enters this game with 10 strikeouts on the season. Only 6 hits and 1 run allowed. Puts that one in the dirt for ball number 2. In fact, Sparks, for him, his only run that he's allowed as a pitcher was back on June 10th. And the team that the Larks faced when he did that were the Kansas Cannons. So he's seen these batters before. He's doing well so far. And he's swinging a miss there, and he's got the first strikeout of the game. And the Larks pitching, who didn't have a strikeout in tonight's game until the 4th inning, they extend their streak. It's now 9 games in a row where the Larks pitching has combined for at least 10 strikeouts in a game. The Larks will search for a 3-up, 3-down inning as the Wichita State shocker, Nico Rodriguez, comes up to bat. Sparks puts the first pitch outside, and that's going to be ball number 1. Nico Rodriguez walked twice in his first 2 appearances. His most recent one was a backwards K on a 0-2 count. This one will go foul over the head of the Cannons' third base coach. One and one with 2 away. That one breaks down into the zone. Lane Sparks is ahead 1-2. After serving as the designated hitter in tonight's game, he's going to look for a 3-up, 3-down inning right here. And he gets it. It's a swing and a miss by Nico Rodriguez. Back-to-back strikeouts for him and back-to-back strikeouts for Lane Sparks. The Larks are 6 outs away from getting another win on the season. They will send their final 3 batters in their order up next when we come back. We are down to the final inning in the Larks' final road game of 2025. Wilbert Espinal comes up to the plate, still facing off against Santana Hernandez in the game for the Cannons. First pitch goes high and outside for ball number 1. After Espinal, it'll be Thomas Lissy and C.J. Reed. That one takes a bounce at Espinal's foot. He's gotten at least one hit in each of his first 2 games this season. He just had an RBI double in his last appearance back in the 7th inning where he brought home Lorenzo Rios. He will face a tied count now, swinging and missing at the next pitch. Infield playing back a little bit for the Cannons. As that one goes inside and gets away from the catcher. The count is 3-1. We'll see where he positions this. It is up high and outside, and Espinal gets on base for the 2nd time in tonight's game. Thomas Lissy is the next batter up after the walk by Espinal. Espinal was walked 15 times in the 27 games that he played last season with the Larks. And for Thomas Lissy, he has gotten on base 3 times tonight and is 2 for 3. He'll leave the first one up there for ball 1. We are 2 hours and 37 minutes into tonight's game. Started right on the target at 7 p.m. Weather's gotten really nice out here in Augusta. At first pitch, it was 89 degrees. It has now dropped to 79, and still no wind. Lissy awaits the 1-1 from Santana Hernandez, the right-hander from El Paso, Texas. This one gets past Green, the first baseman. He couldn't make the diving play. Larks will put runners at first and second. So C.J. Reed will come back up to the plate after him. The Larks will be back to the top of their order. They've gone through it now 5 or 6 times tonight. Or correction, no, it is 5 times, excuse me. Still no outs. The pitch on the way. Goes back out of play.
The batter's the shortstop, number 1, C.J. Reed.
Reed starts with an 0-1 count. He's gotten 3 hits in tonight's game. Something that he's done in 3 of his last 5 games now. Next pitch on the outside part of the plate is called strike 2. Santana Hernandez came in at the start of the 7th inning. He's gotten 4 strikeouts so far. He looks for his 5th. Doesn't get it just yet as that one goes down low for C.J. Reed. Here comes the pitch. Slider gets into the outside part of the zone. And there's the strikeout for C.J. Reed. Larks are back to the top of their order with Caleb
for the Larks,
Duncan.
Center fielder number 12, Caleb Duncan.
Duncan has a bunt single in tonight's game with a walk and a run scored. This is his 6th plate appearance of tonight's game. And they're going to call that first pitch strike one. Hernandez takes a look back at second. And this one will, oh, they're going to say that that's a foul ball, I think. Duncan's trying to say that that hit him on the wrist, but the home plate umpire believes that it hit the bottom part of his bat. Duncan can't believe the call, and then Frank Leo comes out of the dugout. And he wants the umpires to talk it over. So they're going to call that a foul ball, and it makes the count 0-2. Duncan couldn't believe that he believed that he was hit on the wrist right there. The argument that Frank Leo made was that because it's a wood bat, it would have made a different sound if it really was a foul ball. And there's a foul ball there by Duncan. Still faced with 2 strikes and no balls in the count. Trying to advance the 2 runners on, which are Wilbert Espinal at second and Thomas Lissy at first. Larks have held the 3-run lead since the 7th inning. Trying to add a few more runs before the final inning. Hernandez again looks back at second. Hit out of play in foul territory. Count stays 1-2, and now Duncan will await the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Lane Sparks is on deck. Jackson Babcock is in the hole for the Larks. And this one takes a bounce and gets away from the catcher. And on the pass ball, that sends Wilbert Espinal to third. And Thomas Lissy, it's now 2 runners in scoring position. Duncan is now ready, so is Hernandez. The 2-2 gets sent to the plate. Left up there for ball 3. Here comes the payoff pitch from Hernandez. And this one is drilled deep back into left field. And McCarwick makes the catch. But that gives Wilbert Espinal plenty of time to tag up at third. He crosses the plate for the 2nd time in a row.
The batter is the pitcher, number 8, Lane Sparks.
Now for the Larks, the lone runner on is Thomas Lissy, is Lane Sparks, who's up to bat now. Started the game as the designated hitter, came in the previous inning to do the pitching. Only faced 3 batters. The first one grounded out to second base. The other 2 struck out swinging. This one is put in play. It's an underhand toss to Santana Hernandez, who runs over from the mound. And that is going to be out number 3. But the Larks added 1 more run that inning. They lead by 4. and are 3 outs away from getting their 19th win on the season. The Larks added one more run in the prior inning, scoring Wilbert Espinal on a sacrifice fly from Caleb Duncan to extend their lead to 9-5. And they are now 3 outs away from getting another win on the season. And as the leadoff batter for the inning, Brady Hunt swings and misses at the first pitch. Correction, that is actually a new batter into the game. That's Jackson Hellberg. Hellberg will now face against an 0-2 count. The Larks have also made a change on the mound. The new pitcher into the game coming in place for Lane Sparks is Trent Baker. And his next pitch goes outside for the first ball against the pinch hitter for Brady Hunt, Jackson Hellberg, the outfielder from Colorado Mesa, who's originally from Holt, Missouri. Going down low into the zone, and Trent Baker gets the strikeout. His 21st of the season and his 7th appearance of the year. The Larks have struck out their the Cannons' last 3 batters.
Gunnar Gustafson.
That sends Gunnar Gustafson up to the plate. He scored a run in his first appearance. Since then, his last 2 appearances have been lineouts to Thomas Lissy. Here comes the 1-0 from Baker. Swings and misses. Moves the count to 1-1. That one takes a bounce in front of home plate. Moves the count to 2-1 against Gunnar Gustafson. This is where Larks fans are used to seeing Trent Baker as the count moves to 2-2. His last 2 appearances have been his 2 starts. He's made 4 other appearances this season as a relief pitcher. But he's shown that he can play in many different roles as a pitcher. He's gotten 11 strikeouts in his 2 starts. And does a good job in the later parts of the game by limiting hits and runs, as he has 1 save on the season. And right now he faces a full count with one away. Half-hearted swing, and he gets the strikeout as LaRue picks up the drop third strike and tags Gustafson. There is now 2 away. The game for the Cannons now lays in the hands of the Wichita State Shocker, Zeb Henry. He entered this game with a 158 batting average and 429 on base percentage. He's gotten 2 hits and a walk tonight. The one time he got out was a fly out to right field. Fouls the first pitch back, and he's down 0-1. Baker puts the next pitch down in the dirt for ball 1. The batter on deck is Zach McCarwick. And in the hole is number 16, Hunter Albert, as the Cannons are back to the top of their order. Another foul ball. And the Cannons are down to their final strike. They entered this game trying to end a 5-game losing streak where they've been outscored 49-16 in that stretch. Like we said on the pregame show, this is a team that needed to get a win tonight to start a late push to try to get a spot in the NBC World Series. And a swing and a miss there by Trent Baker for out number 3. And the Larks improved to 19-4-1 on the season as they defeat the Kansas Cannons. They got the early 4-0 lead, but the Cannons struck back, scoring all 5 of their runs in the 3rd inning. And the Larks would build on their lead from that point on. And they win tonight by a final score of 9-5 in their final road game of the 2025 season.
We'll be back here tomorrow night for
The Larks are 19-4-1 on the year. They are now 6-0-1 in non-league games. And for the Cannons, they dropped to 12-13-1. So that's going to do it for us here at Augusta, Kansas, as the Larks win over the Kansas Cannons. They will be back in action after a day off. On Thursday, they will start a 4-game series with the Colorado Rough Riders. And again, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm Hank Corsair, and this has been Hayes Larks Baseball on the Larks Network. We will see you back at Larks Park on Thursday night.